Hi everyone. Today I'm doing some watercolor on my jelly plate, and actually I lost a lot of footage. I deleted most of the files, but at least I have something to show you today. The first thing I did was I put some dishwashing soap on top of my jelly plate to kind of get it ready, and I wiped it with the baby wipe just to get it ready. And now I'm going to use some Japanese watercolors, and you can use any kind of watercolors. Actually, no, these are not the Japanese watercolors. I do use a combination of these transparent watercolors and some Japanese watercolors. And you notice the paint or the watercolor is not beading up on the gel plate like it did in the previous versions. When I was doing it without putting soap on it, and I couldn't get it it just bubbled up, which was really a nice effect in its own. But I found that you have a lot more control when you're doing with the soap first. So I'm just kind of doing this nice little theme, and I'm going to take my water and spritz it just a little, just to make sure I've got all the watercolors are wet. And then I'm lifting my stencil, and now I've got this nice little very delicate pattern, and I'm going to place some rice paper, the smooth side down, over it. And I can take my time now, because now the paper is going to absorb every bit of paint. And this is where I can just relax after painting. And once I've gotten all the pieces, or the paint is absorbed, I have this really beautiful print, and I just love it. I love the outlines of the leaves, and I love the whole thing. It's really fun. Well, now I'm going to just decide. I'm thinking I'm just going to try painting directly onto the plate. I did remove some of the soap, so it's beading up just a little, but it's giving a nice textured effect. So I'm kind of making some stems just for interest, and I've left some of the residue of the leaves on the back of it. And then we'll see what happens. So now I've got another piece of rice paper, and this rice paper has some previous prints on it, which are mystery prints now because I lost the footage, but this is going to just layer, basically making layers using the watercolor and the rice paper. And I'm going to see if I can get some nice stems out of this. And there it is. Now I'm just going to take the watercolor and paint over, just basically using the watercolor and I'm just going to try to do some leaves. So my first leaf is a little bit sad. I don't think I loaded it up with enough water. In fact, I know I didn't. It feels so dry. So it's really important to kind of make sure you have lots of water when you're doing these leaves, and go quickly, especially on rice paper, because it does soak in when you're painting. So the quicker you go, the more expressive your leaves will be. And I'm just going to cover this with different shapes of leaves.
Through the fields of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107 days, but recalling it backwards. Our dreams holding us closer. So clear. Ooh, we can see so clear.
Now I just want to show you some of the prints that I made where I lost the footage, but at least you can see the results. And I'll do these again, but there's just such a nice variety of texture and shapes depending on how much water you add, if you add soap or not. When you use these through the stencil, you get so many varied effects, and it's just kind of unexpected and fun, and And that's what I love about watercolor, and this, and including it with the jelly plate and a few stencils. You just never know what you're gonna get. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.